The Philadelphia Phillies will be underdogs in the World Series. Good luck convincing them. They weren't favored to beat the Cardinals, Braves, or Padres to reach this point, but they're so hot, so loose, and so confident that they feel like they can beat any team anywhere right now. The Astros have a few distinct advantages other than home field. For one, they're the most complete team in the majors. They won 106 games and are 7-0 in the playoffs after sweeping the Mariners and Yankees. And Houston will be better set up with pitching in Game 4 if not Games 3 and 4. The Astros will likely roll with Justin Verlander and Framber Valdez in the first two games in Houston, Friday and Saturday. The Philadelphia Phillies have Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola lined up to start the first two games. Though they haven't officially announced who will go in Game 1, Zach Wheeler will be on normal's rest, but it's at least possible the Phillies could flip him with Nola to give him an extra day. Aaron Nola did, after all, take a perfect game into the 7th inning in Houston on October 3, the last game the Astros lost. The counter-argument would be that the Astros recently saw Nola, whereas none of the Houston top hitters have ever faced Wheeler. As for the pitching advantage the Astros should have after the series shifts to Philadelphia, Lance McCullers and Christian Javier are in line to pitch games 3 and 4. The Phillies have used and will use Suarez as their number 3 starter, but Game 4 will probably be a bullpen game as it was in an LCS and an LDS. Noah Syndergaard started in that spot against the Braves while Bailey Falter faced the Padres. Syndergaard went through the lineup once successfully, but Falter recorded just 2 outs before allowing 4 runs. The Phils won both games though. The Astros are loaded with good to great hitters as well. Jordan Alvarez is every bit as dangerous as Bryce Harper. The lefty slugger had a monster year hitting .306 with 37 home runs and 97 RBIs, despite missing 27 games. Kyle Tucker is another lefty who can hurt you with power or speed. Rookie shortstop Jeremy Pena, the 2-hitter behind Jose Altuve, has 3 doubles and 3 homers and 33 at-bats this postseason. Alex Bregman is one of the major's most disciplined hitters and had 2 big series going 5 for 15 with a double, a homer in each round. Minute Maid Park in Houston is hitter-friendly, especially in left field where the Crawford boxes just out and turn pop flies into homers. It's not difficult to envision Harper or Kyle Schwarber putting a short, easy stroke on a ball to pop one to the opposite field. If one of them can do it early Friday, the Phillies might be able to quiet another crowd and steal another game on the road. They've taken Game 1 in all 3 series. Let's take a look at these clubs position by position to see how they stack up. At catcher, while the Astros have tried all season to squeeze some offense out of the catcher spot, they traded for Christian Vasquez to pair with Martin Maldonado. The Phillies have continued to comfortably slot JT Realmuto into the heart of the order. Houston values the defense and game calling it gets from its catchers, but Realmuto provides the best caught stealing percentage in MLB, along with an .820 OPS in the regular season and 10 hits and 2 homers so far this postseason. He's the best backstop in the game. Advantage, Phillies. First base. The 38-year-old Yuli Gurriel has shown he still has life in his bat this postseason, after a serious statistical setback in the regular season. Rhys Hoskins has cranked out 5 homers and a double so far this postseason. Hoskins has long been a player prone to hot and cold streaks, and he's actually only hit 182 in 44 at-bats in the playoffs. When the moment has found him, however, he has met the moment. Advantage, Phillies. Second base. No active player had appeared in more regular season games without a postseason appearance than Phillies second baseman Jean Segura. He made up for it with the career's worth of October's ups and downs just in Game 3 of the NLCS, when he made a big error, came through with a huge go-ahead hit, and got picked off at first, all in the same inning. A shortstop playing second, Segura is, generally speaking, a good and reliable player. Jose Altuve, however, is a potential Hall of Famer. Sure, he just endured the worst slump of his career, but this is also a guy who ranks second all-time with 23 playoff homers behind Manny Rivera's 29. Advantage, Astros. Shortstop. We've got two rookie shortstops in this World Series, and both are a big reason why their teams are here. When Didi Gregorius ran out of gas, the Phillies turned to Bryson Stott. He had a rough first half, but has since then slashed .276 after settling in with 4 doubles in the postseason and makes the routine plays the Phils so desperately needed to make. Jeremy Pena, though, has been one of the most impressive rookies in a deep class in the MLB this year. He filled in Carlos Correa's big shoes with essentially a league average offensive output and reliable defense in the regular season, and he was just named the ALCS MVP. He turned up several notches in the playoffs with a homer that sent the Astros to the ALCS and more timely power and the pennant clincher. Advantage, Astros. Third base. Alec Bohm deserves credit for improving defensively as 22 evolved, and utility man Edmundo Sosa has been an eye-opening mid-season acquisition for the Phils. But neither of them are Alex Bregman, who shook off a subpar 2020 and 21 seasons with a .366 on-base percentage, 23 homers and 38 doubles this season, and has continued to bang out huge hits in the postseason. Advantage, Astros. Left field. Kyle Schwarber versus Yordan Alvarez. Neither of these guys is what you would call a gold glover, but both have game-changing power. Schwarber has had a fantastic season for Philly after signing as a free agent. He led the National League with 46 homers and has banged out 3 more in the postseason. As we saw in the 2016 World Series when he returned from major knee surgery to help the Cubs to the crown, he knows how to rise to the occasion. Schwarber is a leader and a force of nature. But on the other side, in Alvarez, we have one of the most absolute best pure hitters in baseball right now. Though he was uncharacteristically quiet in the ALCS, Alvarez drove the Astros to that round, with 2 huge homers against the Mariners in the LDS. He slashed .306 with 37 homers in the regular season. Advantage, Astros. Center field. The Astros have been trying to figure out center field ever since George Springer left in free agency. The Phillies have been trying to figure out center field for the better part of the last decade. Maybe both of these clubs have found an answer of late. Chas McCormick, who was struggling and very temporarily demoted in June, has been a big plus in this postseason with 2 homers in the ALCS. Brandon Marsh, a mid-season acquisition for Philly, had a respectable .288 slash after the trade from the Angels, launched a mammoth 3-run homer in the LDS clincher, and has brought defense and speed to the equation. This is a sneaky tough call, because neither guy is replete with track record. Advantage? Not even. Right field. Nick Castellanos' first season in Philly was surprisingly not up to his standards of usual play. He is a decent defender in right field and has been relatively quiet during the postseason when no homers yet. So the easy call here is Kyle Tucker, who in addition to being one of the most productive outfielders in baseball over the past 3 seasons, he is also an elite defender in right. Advantage, Astros. Designated hitter. Dusty Baker has used 3 different players at this spot: Yordan Alvarez, Trey Mancini, and Aledmys Diaz. For the Phillies, it's no other than Bryce Harper. After being limited most of the year to DH duties because of an elbow issue that needed surgery, and struggling the last 6 weeks of the regular season after returning from a broken left thumb, the NLCS MVP, Bryce Harper, has done what he was set out to do when he signed with Philly by slashing .419 with 5 homers, including the NLCS clincher go-ahead in a truly epic October. Advantage, Phillies. Starting pitching. Avoiding a return to San Diego was huge for the Phillies, because it allows them to roll out with both Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler multiple times in this series on full rest, should it go at least 6 games. And let's not ignore that Ranger Suarez had a 2.95 ERA in the last 14 regular season starts and 5 strong innings in Game 3 on the LCS. But the Phillies have to get creative with their Game 4 assignment with Noah Syndergaard and Bailey Falter. As for the Astros, they have more quality starters that they know what to do with. Christian Javier began the postseason in the bullpen, then held the Yankees scoreless on 1 hit and 5 1/3, innings in Game 3 of the LCS. And with their LCS sweep, the Astros have their pitching properly aligned, with horses Justin Verlander and Framber Valdez ready for Game 1s and 2. Houston's rotation was by far the best in the MLB this year. Advantage, Astros. Relief pitching. After all those years as a punchline, the Philadelphia Phillies bullpen is finally a strength. With Seranthony Dominguez is capable of multi-inning saves, flamethrower Jose Alvarado, veteran mid-season acquisition David Robertson has been an asset, and Zach Eflin has been a surprising relief boon after transitioning from starting work because of a knee issue. Again, the Astros just run deeper. Anchored by closer Ryan Presley, they have the best relief ERA in the MLB this year. They've got strong setup stuff from the likes of Brian Abreu, Rafael Montero, and Hector Neris, and can even get length if need be, from rookie Hunter Brown and would-be starter Luis Castillo. They're stacked. Advantage, Astros. This is a heck of a lot harder call than it would have seemed a few weeks ago. The Astros spent all season proving that they remain an elite team in MLB, while the Phillies had a losing record in September-October to back their way into a postseason spot that would not have existed under the previous format. But it is easy to get swept up in the Phil's swagger and story right now, and it should surprise exactly nobody if they put a proper punctuation mark on this World Series. Ultimately though, we just can't shake the quality of the Astros pitching depth and their experience on this particular stage. That will allow Houston to finally overtake a National League East team in the Fall Classic after falling to the Nationals in 2019 and to the Braves last year. Third time's the charm, and Dusty gets his ring. Astros in 6.